That's what I'm sorry. That's what I said to my wife.
Oh,
the French champagne.
All right.
For excellence.
Oh,
There's
hey,
the French
blasphemers, hang tight. Peter's our guest, and we're about to start this show now. Hey, blasphemers, welcome to Simple Blasphemy, where we have the best times with the worst topics.
We're three friends that discuss everything and nothing, from wacky headlines to games and trivia. All subjects bizarre and risque are on the table.
Our weekly guests range from friends, musicians, and artists to professionals in a variety of industries.
We go live on Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Want to support the show? Join our Patreon. You can find it and more at www.simpleblasphemy.com.
So grab a drink and join in!
It's too late now. This is Simple Blasphemy.
Hey, there we go. Welcome to the Simple Blasphemy podcast, all you blasphemers out there. My name is Zach Ward, and I have here with me always, once again, Andy.
Not always, because I wasn't
Welcome
here last
back,
week.
Jack.
Yeah, I was going to say, this episode is brought to you by Fiber Gummies.
Oh,
If you're pissing out of your ass, this will get you going.
Going
Good, like with your full tube steak again.
What happens if you're pissing in an ass?
Okay, and
And you
Mr.
have
Zach
a lot of stuff that I don't.
Green, the machine, right here, buddy. How you doing, pal?
Man, I don't know. I'm feeling I have this unsettling feeling that's come over me about the last hour and a half or something. And I don't know. There's no reason for it. But I mean, it almost feels like a super volcano is going to let loose or an asteroid is going to hit the planet. It's that kind of fucking unsettling feeling. I don't know where the fuck it came from.
Mud volcano.
No, I don't know.
Are you going to pee in somebody's butt?
No, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Oh, well, let's see how this transpires. All the info on this show can be found at simpleblasphemy.com. And if you click that like, share, and subscribe button, maybe all three at one time, just like, yeah. Anyway, Andy, you get what for 5 years?
You get every shirt is the most comfortable shirt you've ever worn in your life.
Oh, even okay. Even
Doesn't make a
cashmere.
difference. Cashmere,
Doesn't matter.
plastic. The only reason I say that is because this is the most comfortable shirt I've ever worn in my life.
Not sponsored.
Nope.
As mentioned, this week's guest is Peter Von Taborsky. How are you doing today, Peter? Uh-oh.
Peter!
You might be muted. Sorry, pal.
Peter Non-Taborsky.
Let's try it this way. Can I unmute you? No, I cannot unmute you.
Oh, you have no power.
You have no power here.
I have no power here. So as Peter
Unmutes.
yeah, if I were to be so kind as to say the bottom square, I think the little microphone can mute and unmute in that fashion. Well, hey, Peter, I guess we'll just start talking about your podcast anyway, just for you. Peter,
You frozen too?
he's not frozen. He's trying.
Okay.
Has
Okay.
website, scotchandgoodconversation.com is where you could find all of his info. This is what we call great content, right, Green?
Yeah, this reminds me of like when we had Vinny Dombrowski on.
Oh, God. There he is.
Oh, no. Oh, damn.
It was just now.
One of the biggest stars
Hold
we've
on,
ever had on the show.
Hold on. Once again, Peter, are you there? It is not. It's somehow unmuted once again. I think he is greenlit over here, and the powers. Nothing yet. But the powers that be is preventing. Who are you out there that is blocking this?
Oh, we went black.
It's all gone. Vinny Dombrowski killed him.
Yeah,
I told you, man. There's a rolling some type of.
You were right.
Blackout.
Hey, that was our 100th episode, I believe, was Sponge.
Seriously, one of my favorite bands of all time. If you don't remember Sponge, go back and fucking listen. Oh my God.
No,
Don't even start at Rod and Pinata. Start it at Wax Ecstatic and then keep going on.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Nina,
Peter, I don't know what to say. It's hold on. If you want to just click off and then re-click the link, it'll take you to the same thing, and maybe that'll reset it. Yeah. So in the interim, folks, today we have for you. We're going to be playing. Whose boobs are these?
Thank God.
We have another segment of Oh Shit, our little OnStar commentary. And to make the formal announcement from a couple years ago, we deemed that July is MILF Awareness Month. That's right, folks. So all this month we will be acknowledging and honoring all of the MILFs out there with all due respect. Andy, how was your trip, by the way?
It was great. I went to a couple of different places that were there was a place called Sanctuary Spirits where I had the best Bloody Mary I've ever had in my life, and a winery where I had my first red wine in quite a while. Oh, there he is.
Can you hear me
He's
now?
here.
Yes.
You can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Boom! Nailed it.
Feel like we're Bob the Builder over here. Yes, we can.
I'm sure it was on my side, man.
We do good work.
Handy Manny.
Exactly. So let's jump back to you, Peter, before we get rolling. And we do want to give a shout out to all of our friends in India who still
Again?
on all of the audio only statistics. India is repping still in the 88-89% of all downloads from our Spreakers. So thank you guys for all that.
Congratulations.
I'm just amazed.
It's bizarre. I signed up. I don't know which hosting platform you use for your podcast. We use Spreaker, and I signed up for an India platform that was available maybe a year or so ago, and we get like anywhere from 1,000 downloads a month just from that source. So you might want to look into it.
Yeah, I think I will, because you guys are winning the internet game. I'm wildly popular in Mexico for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Everybody's got their place.
Wildly
kinks
popular.
in different places.
Yeah.
So to circle back to Scotch and Good Conversation, which you can find at scotchgoodconversation.com. How did you start this podcast, and what's your background story?
You what up?
300 episodes. So I put out episode 300 last week. Started in 2016, I think, and it's a really sad story. I had put 2 dogs down in the course of 10 days. And on that 1 year mark, they were old men. They had great lives. It was the right thing to do. Killed me though. It just destroyed me. And on the 1 year mark of their the anniversary of me killing my dogs, I knew I was scared, and I knew I needed to talk to people and talk to my friends. So I talked to my accountant. I had another business that I used to do. I used to sell vintage menswear online.
Okay.
And I told my accountant, I said, hey, if my friends into my spare bedroom and talk to them and mention Bama Pema Vintage, my vintage company, can we write this off my taxes? And we make this happen. So I became a first sponsor. And I talked, the first 100 episodes or so are just people I know in town. Yeah. And gradually I got a little heat, picked up some really super sponsors, and 300 episodes later, it's what I do for a living. If you told me in 2016 I'd be doing this, I would believe you. But I love it, and I get to talk to people, and I've talked to a good chunk of my friends. Made a lot of amazing new friends. You guys, my new friends.
Yep.
And
Thank you.
It's all good in Rosie Land.
Yeah, I that's one of the fascinating things about this type of platform. You really do, and to be quite honest with you, we started the same way, and even a little bit different fashion. We all went over to Andy's house or Zach's house and sat around the kitchen table and just basically did the same thing. And they both live about 35 minutes away from where I do.
He can smell my farts.
Mm-hmm.
Green can, yeah. So because of that, we just looked for a solution that didn't involve drive time and then set up and all this other business, which here we are today.
How long have you guys known each other? You're all, if you known each other your whole lives, or like all friends? Because that's really cool.
God
honestly,
damn, it feels like it.
I honestly not sure that I know them all the way.
We've slept in the same bed, asshole.
That is true. It was cold and I was hungry.
I wasn't there, so let's just make that apparent right now.
He called it a cheek warmer. I still say it was a boner.
So yeah, we all worked.
It happens, it's a okay.
It naturally
you guys known
happened.
each other for a while.
For quite a while.
Yeah, I started
That's
working
nice.
with Reverend Guitars roughly about 9 years ago, I think, or 10 years, and that's where we collectively had just really good conversations at work. And then I just kind of like, hey, dudes, you want to do a podcast and just do the same thing we do at work, except just have some fun. And that's kind of where it all started for us.
Let's see on a global scale who doesn't give a fuck about what we're talking about.
Yeah. So this is our test market for that. But yeah, that's awesome.
Listening.
And then it's just probably just like you, then we grew some testicles and just tried asking people to come on. Our first big one was Boris, the guitarist for Gogo Bordello.
We had Gogo Bordello, and then we had Kyle Gass, Tenacious D, and
it's got all downhill from there.
No, we've still Reeves Gabrels.
I'm sorry,
the guitar player from The Cure has chosen to come on to our show twice so far.
I'm twice, 2 times.
The first time was under duress. Yes, but the second time he came on willingly and had an even better time, and I can't wait. By the third time, we're gonna. Oh God, I can't wait.
He's gonna be interviewing
us.
Friends.
You're friends with them now. See, that's cool. Yeah. I don't fanboy too much, but I talked to Mike Watt last year. That was a fanboy situation. Yes. I talked to Brian Baker from Minor Threat and Bad Religion and Dag Nasty. That was sort of a fanboy.
That would kill me.
I'm one of the few people who, I made it out okay through the pandemic. Like normally on circumstances, I have like a studio set up here, and I have people. I do live stuff, like not live, but I talk to people across from them. Yeah. And the pandemic really made it a lot easier. I've got mics sitting across, 3 nice mics sitting across me that I've only used once in the last year and a half or year and a quarter.
4 mics if you count Mike Watt.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to go back to studio stuff. Not much, at least, unless somebody comes through town, and I can score like a couple minutes there. You don't normally get a chance to talk to anybody. If they're coming through town with a band, you get 15 minutes, and they're not going to come into my neighborhood away from their venue. And in the last year, I've been able to bolt on people that I've interviewed. So I've got some cool stuff lined up, hopefully, knock on wood. And it's been a dream. Again, and the part that I love is my wife believes it. Like she said, why don't you stop doing the vintage thing? Because and I wasn't unhappy with it. It's hard to explain. The vintage market world is a job, and it's getting harder and harder to find quality vintage clothing. And I was selling to movies and some bands and stuff like that. And I wasn't able to keep up the quality that I wanted. And it was starting to show my work. And she's like, you love the podcast, so why don't you take the ball and run with it? And I've some really great sponsors now, and I'm making a little money and getting to talk to people and having a good time too. Like that's the best part. Like you guys get to talk to your friends, and that's amazing. You know, just hang out virtually. Did you see each other at all, like in real life? Too, you right?
It depends, but yeah, sometimes we see each other. Since the pandemic started, we didn't really get around to doing stuff, but we want to go. Green's got a hot tub, and we want to do a hot tub podcast. And then at one point we had a guy, a wonderful gentleman named Zach Jacobs that was on here, who owns a bar in Toledo here called the Ottawa Tavern, and we want to do something live at his place too on a Tuesday night. So
do a fundraiser.
Yeah, so like the in-person stuff is starting to come back around.
Yeah.
Event coming up at the end of the month, and I haven't done a live event in, good Lord, it's been a year and a half. Like it was probably about a half year before the stupid pandemic happened. And I don't get nervous often, but also by the nature of what I do in the podcast, I don't do this. I don't do any live stuff. I record a couple in advance because it's just me. And if I did live and someone couldn't make it, I'm filling in because I think that's common knowledge, right?
Correct. Yep.
I do really elaborate notes on anybody I interview, so I don't want to miss a month, man. Or miss a week. So I'm booked. Like I could not record for a month and have and be totally fine.
Right.
That's how I know awesome. I'm about my show. Yeah, it's just me. It's just I'm a one-man show. I produce, I record, host, I do social media, and somehow it's worked. You know, I've got listeners. Awesome. I'm doing okay. Again, I got really super cool sponsors. So thank you. It's nice making friends.
Ward doesn't need Green and I.
Oh,
he does a really good job. No, he does a really good job by himself. We are his foils. We are the enemies to his agenda.
No.
Actually, the podcast was really Andy and Ward, and somehow they talked me into doing
for like
it.
2 fucking episodes. You're a fucking
and I said,
original member.
I'm not going to do show prep, and I'm not going to make this like a second job or something. I have to, I'm like, if you just want me to come on and drink and maybe make some side comments, I'll do it. But that's where I lie.
You have excelled.
So
it's real life, baby,
in abundance.
What's really interesting is honestly, this is live. We just do it, and once we hit stop broadcast, it goes on the thing. We all have the same microphone, so that the sound's equal, and I mean, there really isn't a whole lot to it, but enough about us. So I
edit the hell out of my podcast.
Yeah, we don't.
Like I edit like crazy. Well, just on the nature of what I do, it's conversational.
Right.
And like my diehards, the people who listen every week, they've heard the story of me pooping my pants in 5th grade, losing my virginity, and like all that stuff. But over the course of a conversation, they might not have heard that story. So I will tell the story and then I'll cut it out, and it's
right.
I've gotten really good at flow of a conversation in my own world. Like now, I probably sound like a crazy person, but in my own podcast world, I control the universe. I'm a control freak. Like by nature, like I love everything revolving around me. It's just gonna be about me.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, this one's about you for sure.
Is it? Okay. Is it?
I have 3 questions for you. Actually, we technically only have 2, but has anybody said you look like Kenny Aronoff before?
What's a Kenny Aronoff?
Drummer? No, is that his last name, Aronoff?
Or
help me out here. Andy?
I get Moby
Kenny
a
Aronoff
lot.
Plays with Chickenfoot.
Plays with everybody,
and he's like
he's a session guy, but
you're way better looking than Kenny Aronoff.
Well, thank y'all. I don't know what he looks like. I'm assuming he's a bald man.
Yes, he
He
is.
does not have any hair.
Okay.
Hang on.
Up here, maybe other places.
I'm going to. You know what? I'm going to pick the one with him and Slash, and then I'm going to share my screen.
All right, we'll do that, and then I'll have 2 questions for you. Then we will get rolling. Here we go. You gonna blow up the picture or no?
Yeah, I'll blow up your fucking picture. I don't even know.
I get Moby from time to time. Like I get a lot of Moby.
Better than that.
Yeah, he's not a handsome man.
There's Kenny Aronoff right there. The right.
And
just-
not the guy in the hat.
Yeah.
I'm
Looks
concerned
like
about
my
the
friend
bass.
Paul Nera.
I hate to say it, but
I
you could get backstage with that.
A little bit.
I have to say. All right, so to get back on track here, 2 questions.
Yeah,
Question
yeah.
number 1 is, what is
Hit
the
me.
worst job you've ever had?
I have to ask somebody else this because
We ask everybody this.
worst job I ever had. I worked at Kinko's for 10 years. You guys are old enough to remember Kinko's, right?
Yep.
Band
I
posters.
worked at Kinko's and I did the whole thing. I was management. I really wanted to run Kinko's. Like I believed in the corporate system and profit sharing and all that bullshit. I hope I can curse.
You can fucking
please
curse
do.
as much
I
as you
played-
fucking want.
I played the game. Like I did the thing, and then I became disgusted with it, and I scaled back and went to work at night. Like I was that nighttime guy. Like you guys are all music people. Like if you came in to promote your band or something, I was that guy you saw at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. I'd never been, in the 10 years I worked there. Those 2 years, 2.5 years, were the happiest of the. I worked by myself. I turned off the music and I played my music, and I got to actually help people, and I enjoyed that time. And then they fired me on New Year's Eve after 10 years.
Oh, that's
fuck.
nice.
Festive.
I know, right?
This guy
I
doesn't
met
have
my
a-
wife there. Yeah. So
Well, still, you won still.
All right,
sorry?
Andy, you gonna take your
Oh
screen
yeah,
off there?
I win. Yeah, so that was my worst job. It was good. Like I met a lot of interesting people. I got drinks. I got into shows for free in Orlando. My main branch was in downtown Orlando. There's a lot of good venues there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I never paid for drinks. I never paid for shows, and I got my wife out of it. So and it worked out. But thinking back, it was 10 years that I wasted. I could have been doing something else. I also owned a cleaning company for a little while, and that was I cleaned people's toilets for a living.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I was-
that's
It
Hardly
feels like
fun.
there's something big happening on the internet tonight.
must
Sorry?
be. The second question is on the more serious side. What does the word equality mean to you?
Ooh, good question. I heard that one also. And, I don't think we're ever going to get it as much as we try. Obviously, just a plain field for everyone to get a fair shot. If you're smart, you get a fair shot. If you're a good person, you get a fair shot. Even if you're a dick, you get a fair shot. You be an asshole, but hopefully the good people will get in front of you because that's the way life should be. Unfortunately, it's not. I in a perfect world, it's just an even playing field. I mean, I'm gonna lie if I think it's ever gonna be a perfect world. We have as a country. I don't know if you're asking as a country. You said personally, me. I'm gonna get on my soapbox. We have moments when I think we're gonna do this, but I don't think we're ever gonna do this. I think it's just too fucked up. It's depressing. I'm sorry. I brought the show down.
Oh no, that was a bummer. Thanks.
No, that was the most bummer answer we've ever received, but it's probably the most truthful.
Yeah, it was
uh,
awesome. So to jump,
If this place was
Yeah, go ahead.
perfect, we wouldn't be here.
yeah, that is true. If it was designed perfect, I suppose. So
Even if it ran perfect.
let's turn that frown upside down and have some fun with a little bit we call "Oh shit," which is based off of
Oh, great.
just the idea of like an on-star commentary. So we're gonna play a clip here and get everybody's commentary on this dashboard cam. Here we go.
It's our dashboard confessional.
Dashboard, exactly. That's what I should. Ah! Here we go.
Oh, that was beautiful.
All right.
That's when everything works out just right.
All right, Peter. Let's see. Are you still there? Now, how in the world did you turned off again? So whatever issue you had before is resurfaced somehow.
Oh, I didn't know if he was. And he was.
So one
yawning?
more time, folks. Here. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
Oh, okay. All right. So the three of us go.
I just, you know, I don't know, man. I love these things.
I'm sorry. Your order of Bad Dragon 23-inch dildo has been delayed until Friday.
Hello, can you hear me?
You're back up. Yep.
I figured it out. I know the recipe. It happened last time when you showed a video of some sort.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna. I can rejoin it as you want to. So you do your thing, man.
All right. Well, we do not have another video. I don't believe. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, we got some. We got a couple good ones.
That's a good one.
Hang tight for that. Anyway, I saw this clip when that little truck started to wobble and just hit its side, and if it starts making me laugh hysterically, I like that
they're non-fatal. You don't see bodies flying through the. Well, that was non-fatal. That was lost job. Possibly.
Have you guys seen the? I don't know if you've done this one. The guy in the moped who hits everything and then falls in a big hole.
No.
Noted.
No, I'm ready.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's someplace in the Middle East, and he's very bad at driving a moped. I hope someone's Googling this. He hits a bus and cone and another bus and a car, and then he falls in a very deep hole. That's one of my favorites. And there's also the lady behind the bar. Like, this is bar up north, and where they have that door that goes down to a basement behind the bar. There's a lady who's cleaning, and she falls in a hole also. Anybody who falls in a hole, it's just like for me.
That might be your kryptonite. Peter, that's your kryptonite. It's people that fall in holes.
I can laugh at it all day long. Like I've seen it 1,000 times and still giggle every time.
Oh, I'm with you, man. As long as, like Andy said, as long as someone's not hurt, it's pretty damn fun.
I don't really want anybody to die or anything like that. As long as I see your hand pop up afterwards, I'm laughing my ass off at you.
I go to Lindell in the hole. She's okay. The other guy, it looked like a very populated country, so I don't know much about if
they would have formed a chain to get him. So
yeah,
it's fine.
So for this month, we are celebrating Simple Blasphemy Zone MILF Awareness Month, and to couple that, no pun intended, with our show, whose boobs are these?
Let's go completely backwards.
So basically, this is similar to our game which we play called Zoom. We're going to do a little zoom in, and you're going to have to guess whose boobies these are. And also, just for people who are just first listening, this is not at all always for just women. We've had zoomed in on men's cleavage as well. So don't think for 1 second that it is only women. We are.
This is not a one-sided boob thing.
No, it's not. But for those new people too, let you know, we do play What's the Price, Bitch, and we also play Would You Rather.
That's whack.
Just a few games. Oh, and sometimes we do play Moist, but it's been
Moist. I kind of want to play Moist. If you have me back, I'd like to play Moist, please.
It's like sitting. It's like trying to pinch a fucking loaf when it's super humid out. That's what
I don't know what it's about, but I'm on board with Moist because it's a disturbing word.
So here is our zoomed in picture, folks. Here we go. Okay. Basically, it is up to you three to place a guess as to who this might be. This is MILF Awareness Month. Just to
so can I go?
Please.
Please.
Is it? I always wanted to fuck Wilma Flintstone. Is it Wilma Flintstone?
See, I was more of a Betty Rubble person, so that's interesting.
Green or Andy, did you?
The baby from the show Dinosaurs.
Okay.
You win. I thought I was being witty. I thought I was being witty with Wilma Flintstone.
Green hates this game. Green, what is your hating answer?
There is absolutely no fucking way anybody would ever be able to fucking get this based on that little section of whatever.
Oh my god!
And I it could be anybody. It could be anything.
It could be your tits.
It could be. That looks more like my ass crack, but.
All right. Well,
a little bit like my tits.
It still looks like the baby.
It looks smooth. So here is the picture. Unfortunately, I don't know what her name was.
Not the mama.
Oh no!
Not the mama. Not the mama. Not the mama. Why are her teeth so black?
Who is
I
that?
don't know. But I don't know. But it's from MILFwebcamshow.com. It was the first picture that I believe came up, and
I like
she's the
young man.
MILF poster child.
Fine. Somebody loved her. Somebody wanted to be with her, and probably loves her very deeply.
Yeah, nice thoughts. And then lastly, what I should have done is use this young lady, but we do have from that 70s show. Yeah, number one according to the Hollywood Gossip MILF celebrity. So there she is. But you know what? There we go. There's our very first
who
tribute.
was the young lady? Who was the last one you showed? Because I like her.
Mila Kunis.
From that 70s show?
I'm on phone. I don't have my glasses on. She's pretty to look at.
I don't got my cheaters on. Does she have a baby?
Is she a mom? Because I did.
Yeah, with Ashton Kutcher.
I barely know that 70s show.
Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher.
So look forward to the rest of the weeks, including next week, where just a reminder, folks, this is one of the very few times a year we actually doing the show on a Monday because Silly Me is out of town next week.
You can do me on a Monday.
So yeah, we'll be on a Monday.
Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So on that subject, let's jump into a little bit of the news you need to know, and then we're going to feature the article about aliens here towards the end. So here we go. Woman facing felony charges for not returning a VHS tape over 20 years ago. They're showing Blockbuster, and looky here, just for those that are watching the video feed, this young lady here, Karen McBride.
No.
That was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Maybe to somebody she's a MILF. I'm just saying I like the other Mina, whatever her name is. I like her better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, different strokes, no pun intended. For
I don't like her hairline.
No, it makes me angry.
It's a healthy hairline.
It is a very healthy hairline.
Do we know what she did 4 years ago?
Yeah. So let's find. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked here. She while
her hairline,
while legally trying to change her name to the following her marriage and relocation to Texas, she herself learned of her own criminal past. I went to change my driver's license during COVID, and you had to make an appointment. So I just sent them an email. They sent me an email and told me that I had an issue in Oklahoma, and there was a reference number for me to call, and I did. The number connected to her to a Cleveland County District Attorney's Office. During the call, McBride was informed that because she did not return a copy of Sabrina the Teenage Witch in 1999,
so unfortunate.
She was facing felony charges.
It's too bad that she was 38 in 1999, judging by the picture.
Jeez, Andy.
What?
Damn.
That's way better than coming on anything
Tuesday.
else. Wednesday.
It might have been a MILF and nothing enough.
The first thing
you can't even find a VCR today that still works because all those the rubber belts and the pinch rollers have all dried up. It's really hard to find a working VCR.
You lost me at the word pinch roller.
pinch loafer.
Pinch
roller.
Belt. I'm gonna ask my wife for a pinch roller.
Like a session with some belts and pinch rollers.
Don't threaten me with a good time, boyfriend.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I mean, if you were going to be under and have a felony charge, like what VHS tape would you want to be the one that got you busted?
Evil
Anybody?
Dead 2.
Okay.
What
Fight Club.
What year is this?
1999.
Was Shawshank out?
Oh, dude, I would do that too. You're a fucking genius. I believe it was.
Especially because we didn't have Screen or anything. Like I would have kept Shawshank, I think.
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption or
Would you think they would give you?
You know what? Out also. Fight Club was out.
Do you think that they would? If you had,
1994 for Shawshank Redemption. So
if you were getting time for Shawshank Redemption, do you think that the prison would probably really check out the sale that you're going to be in?
You're not allowed to watch this. I don't want you to get any wise ideas.
It's a training film. Yes.
no posters of the
anybody.
Whatever that lady was, I can't remember.
Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah.
Hey, I once rented
Fussy Britches.
I once rented King of Kongs in a fistful of quarters, and I never returned it because I wanted a copy of it.
Shh, dude. Do you want to go to jail?
Seriously.
What?
Apparently there's a felony.
Mrs. Hall from the library and media department's coming to get your ass.
Dried up.
You know what? I don't care what it is. We're taking her all the way down. We're taking her down, man. And this poor lady's like,
oh, good Lord.
I'm glad that you used that as the pause out screen.
Anyway.
Nobody heard anything else that you said. We just went black and then that happened.
That's her claim to fame.
The next news that you need to know, a Cape Cod diver was just swallowed and spit out by a humpback whale.
Van Halen called. They wanted their lyrical idea taken away.
Yeah, this is from June 14th, 2021, by the way, folks.
Oh,
this
I'm
is
sorry.
all.
Van Halen already passed.
This is the news you need to know that is current. This is part of
Why is he not here instead of me? I feel like you guys should be talking to that guy.
I'm asking the same thing.
Eddie Van Halen? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But not the humpback whale guy.
I mean, what?
Thank you.
You think that a humpback whale? You think if he, would spit this guy out, he'd be maybe a sperm whale? But spitters. No?
The women call him Monstro.
I laughed.
Is that stupid? I don't know.
Did you pick that story just so you could tell that joke?
Oh, see, that would have been way better, but I think this is a real story.
Yeah, it's a real story. I mean, everybody, for the most part, has some fear swimming in a large ocean. Maybe not so much a lake or not, but I would never think that a whale. I mean, what are you doing? First of all, oh my God, I can't see a whale. I didn't even see a whale. How do you not see a whale coming? I mean, don't take that literally.
See how big a whale's dick is?
They call him Monstro.
You know what you do when a whale comes?
Oh boy,
swim for your life. Oh, I'm sorry.
swim.
Swim
through life.
Swim for your life. Like I'm gonna out now.
Green. No, I love it. Green. What do you think a whale's O face looks like? Anybody? Do they blink one eye like? Apparently
does it have
thought
three
about
uvulas?
that.
Maybe I should have done some research on this. We'll have to get some kind of.
We need a whale orgasm specialist in here, stat.
And if it's anything like those horse ones down at the farm,
It's called an orcagasm, actually. So we can work on yes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I thought that was
Andy Clark,
the orca of time.
The Orcarina of Time.
Anyway, he in the article he basically suggests that he thought that it was a shark, a great white shark, and that he was very, very happy of the outcome of that. He basically went in and felt like he was spit out.
So does this mean the Bible's true?
This is it.
Yeah.
This is the verification we've
This is the verification we've been waiting for. We've been waiting
thousands of years.
Oh my God!
Millions
Finally,
and billions of believers.
Finally.
Link.
Culmination of the fuck. This is it.
This is
Jonah's
it.
a thing.
It's not just a fucking story, man.
This is a quote from the
Jesus
guy.
Christ.
And then I realized, oh my God, I'm in a whale's mouth. I'm in a whale's mouth, and he's trying to swallow me. For a terrifying stretch of 30 to 40 seconds, Packard struggled in the darkness, questions racing through his head. Is he still breathing? Blah, 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 blah. This is boring. Let's see.
Holy fuck, you just did Morrissey's next album.
Okay, this is it. I'm going to die.
Can we stop now? That's the funniest thing.
I'm in a whale's mouth. I'm in a whale's mouth.
If this
have you guys and I know you're in Ohio, right? Have you guys scuba dived at all?
Yeah.
Because keeping your regulator in, like good boost that like he
in the bathtub, yeah. We're in Ohio.
Yeah, the sea level's really low around here.
In Ohio, it's hard to keep that thing in your mouth anyway, much less fighting the inside of a whale.
That's exactly what she said.
Exactly.
Then so a charter boat captain named John Francis saw the same thing. I saw Mike flying out of the water, feet first with his flippers on, and landed back in the water. He jumped aboard Mayo's boat and helped pull Packard out of the water. That guy last name was Mayo, and that just sounds like a sandwich story to me. So we're going to move on from here.
Well, you just got to the best part. Why stop there?
He basically said to the guy, "It tried to eat me." This
It tried to eat me, then it spit me out because I tasted fucking terrible.
I thought this was going to be a little bit better. This has this whole news article, which you can find for yourself.
How could it not be better? Like it's great. I love this.
I mean, this
has been a gold mine.
This is a story sounding like it's narrated from like a second grader. But hey, there's a link to the article title in the bottom description. You can find out for yourself. All right. We've got, let me see here. I think we got one more main event. Now, Peter, there are some video clips for this one. So if we suffer the same problems as before.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Bye, you guys. I'll see you in a second.
So here is the title for this one that's up for it. And Green, you might relate to this. Woman says she has fallen for alien after UFO abduction, and they are better than Brit Men. Okay. Abby Bella claims that she has fallen for an alien after being abducted by a UFO from her bedroom window this month. The actress, who's in her 30s, says E.T., whatever, extraterrestrial guy, is her soulmate and is better than any earthling. Now, yes, you are in luck because she posted a video describing some of these things, and let's roll video number 1 and get your commentary. Here we go.
I don't know, almost like radioactive radiating light. I thought, like, at the same time, I was like, I knew in my mind, like, I just knew I had this thought transmitted to me, and I knew that I was the only person that could see it. that they showed themselves to me, and that normally these aircraft, spacecraft, whatever you want to call them, that normally they are invisible. They are invisible to us. They are here all the time, but we can't see them because we can't deal with knowing that they're here. We don't have the capacity, we're not evolved enough, and we're dangerous. And they can't show themselves to us because they're scared of us. And this thought was like literally like I knew, and as it was happening, I knew it was being transmitted to me, that I was like being allowed to see it, that someone had like checked me or like screened me to see that I was like a reliable person to see it.
You know,
So Peter, so far it looked like. Oh no, he is. We're back to the same thing. Son of a bitch.
Hi.
The aliens basically came to the conclusion that that lady is a reliable source. Gentlemen, thoughts?
Green go.
Green.
Sleep paralysis.
Okay.
I wish it
Andy?
would, I wish it could be more.
Green, do you think there's a chance that this lady's telling the truth? And on top of her telling the truth, that aliens are actually around us, but they're invisible?
I've heard that before. It's been described as a frequency. You know, like if you have a radio, that radio tunes into a specific frequency that you can hear. And some say that reality is like that you can tune into a frequency, that there's other things that occupy the same space we do. The trick is to try to tune into that frequency. We're just tuned into one frequency. But I've heard that before. But again, I don't have any way to say that this is true or not true. Or I would like to think that life is that exciting, but something tells me life is not that exciting.
Okay. Peter,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that lady's nuts. Yeah, she's crazy.
What-
Just the
what
background,
about-
yeah,
What about hers nuts? Are you nut shaming?
yes, I am. She's nuts. Were you waiting to do that? Like,
Has the
I'm
whole
knowing
podcast been a setup?
good lord,
No.
you based the whole thing around that thing.
So I
Wow.
actually
I'm glad I
I
came. Yeah. Go ahead.
So this lady has like a 30-minute video explaining her side of this story, and I only grabbed a couple clips, mainly because I couldn't actually finish it. It was tough. But at what point do you think that you're so special that aliens that are invisible, that are scared of humans, took one look at you and said, "You know what? You're
That's the one. That's the one.
I mean, if you're gonna,
one.
not Neil
You're
deGrasse
unstable.
Tyson,
Let's go.
And that's exactly why they picked
You know,
that person.
yeah, not Neil deGrasse
Perfect cover.
Tyson, not
Mm-mm.
Jesus, not
Or
not
maybe or
Alice
maybe
Alice Krauss or
Well,
Aleister
clearly,
Crowley.
Yeah, well, clearly, they picked them because they decided we were the people to talk about it. I think probably,
Right.
because we're gonna get the word out for the aliens, and I think no. So it's up to you guys to help the aliens. I think.
you should
So-
believe us.
And if I remember correctly, her video has grossed roughly 1,100 views too. So it is.
What's her name? I'm gonna have her on such a conversation.
You should
No.
allow me
No,
to
I
back
shouldn't.
up this long article here of nothingness. Abby Bella.
Otherwise known as Lips Bella.
Yeah. And here, this last clip I have is going into a little bit of I think why she was chosen. I think. Okay, here we go. Clip
I hope
number
so. I
2.
can't wait. I hope I can hear it. I hope I can hear it.
Here we go.
I saw the spaceship, and the the green light started to move, and it started to like come my way, and this like stream of light started to like come down to me, but it was like really, really slow. And I felt the heat of it as it came to me through the window, and it enveloped me completely, like when it got to me. And I felt in that moment that whoever was in the spacecraft was communicating with me. And that being said, I'm sorry, it's very emotional, but they said, I know that you've been looking for a lover from space, and I know that you're ready to receive the knowledge, but we can't do anything and we can't communicate with you unless you give us your consent, because everything on our planet and in our civilization is equal and consensual.
Yeah. All right. Peter, did you still make it, or did we get...
Yeah, he's just aghast.
Of course we did. I have to say this. There is nothing about that woman that's fake. You know what I mean? Why can't we...
Whenever we play a video, we just get rid of Peter.
Yeah.
Are you using Linux?
Can the alien please help us with this technology right here, that we can have a video and not lose?
What I'm going to tell you is that I feel the heat of your light and your internet connection sucking.
Who knows?
What?
Who knows? I've had some people.
I mean,
pretty good friends tell me some real. I don't know. Who knows?
Green,
I don't know.
What was Green? What was your thoughts on when she got emotional? It looked as if she.
Well, probably she did experience something. I mean, well, you don't know if that was just like maybe, I don't know, like it could be a really intense dream, or it could be mixed in with sleep paralysis, or it could be a number of things. You know, it could be it's something that you ate, or I mean, it could be a number of things. I mean, I don't think. Who knows?
Has
Is
anybody?
She lying? She could be lying. She could be not lying.
12-inch meatball sub.
Let me just put it this way: I want to believe.
Oh yeah.
But
do you think that there's any form of side effect from Botox that might? No.
No, I don't. You know,
she looks like a Dick Tracy villain. It's fine.
I'm sure she's a nice lady.
Very nice.
I mean, we don't even know. We don't even know. We don't even know. She could have had some shellfish for dinner and allergic reaction.
That's actually
we don't know.
We don't know. You're right.
We don't know.
Right. No. It could have been a celebratory dinner at a seafood bar or buffet, perhaps.
At Red Lobster.
Bag of peanuts.
I mean, judging by the gold background, I mean,
yeah, I see. That's my thing. I see the gold background.
That's your thing.
That's the thing that sets me to the negative about this person. Because the first video, I was like, all right, fine, whatever. Everybody's got their thing. You may have your perspective and what you believe and what you thought you saw, and then the gold background.
There's a lot going on with her hair. Also, there's those little weird bonnet things on the top and the part, and there's some color issues.
Yeah. Ooh, color issues.
Color issues.
I
mean, we're jealous.
The truth. Yeah, we are. Yes, we're jealous.
Trust me, we are definitely jealous of that lady. But again, I still think there isn't a fake part about her. Everything looks legit. And Green, to be technically correct, people that have these things do have experiences. You're right. Even if they weren't based in reality, she could very well have dreamt this and was so overwhelmingly convinced. Because hey, let's face it, the aliens are invisible. I mean, maybe someone slipped a little DMT instead of the D in her. I don't know.
Damn, that shit writes itself.
Oh, and this is probably why our subscribers are such a low, but yet strong. They're there. Like,
I don't know if I shared it with you guys, but like, I don't know, maybe a few months ago or something like that. Rachel was out of town or something, and I fell asleep early on the bed, and somewhere like, I don't know, right in the middle of the night somewhere. I felt like literally like something picked me up by my feet and started to fucking, like pull me, and I was like freaking out, like, oh shit, but then, when it all calmed down and stuff like that, I started thinking like, what the fuck was that? Like sleep paralysis, a bad dream? It felt like I was in between sleeping and waking, but I could not come up with any type of.
I mean, was that your second coming?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say that this or this, but I like. I mean, if anything, it was fucking interesting dream or whatever. But
did you wake up going like this? Huh.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm going to say something about a towel and then we're moving on. God damn it. We just went a little bit too far on that one. It was good for a second.
And all of a sudden, my favorite sock was missing.
And all of a sudden, Andy's favorite sock was missing.
Those night mission days are long gone.
I'm lucky to wake up with a boner anymore.
I got a urinate boner.
There's no more room. We got to fill up the extra.
Wow. All right. Well, we have reached practically our limit.
Thank God.
I had fun. I can't wait till next week. Yay.
Jesus Christ.
Just wanted to thank you, Peter, for coming on and hanging out with us.
Subjecting yourself to this.
It's been unusual. I've done a couple of these things. This is
exactly.
I've learned things, and I've made new friends.
Okay, well that's
I'm so glad I came on.
Good.
Hell yeah! Let's keep in touch.
We do things differently around the Toledo area, unfortunately.
Hopefully, I'm wildly popular in India now. So.
Yes.
Huge.
Thanks
Expect
for
a bunch of
my website back up there again.
A bunch of spam mails heading your way.
This is a product of unediting. Now, if you want to see it professionally done, you can go to scotchandgoodconversation.com.
Semi-professionally.
We're doing it live.
Really quick, Scotch and good conversation. What is your favorite type of Scotch? What kind?
I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't mention my sponsor, Compass Box Whiskey. You know Compass Box? Grab yourself a bottle.
Send us a bottle.
I am not going to do that.
Damn.
Nice try, Andy.
I don't get enough free whiskey myself. A lot of people like kind of a niche on the blends, and that's what Compass Box does super well. Okay. The guy behind Compass Box, his name is Michael Glasser. He is a wizard at blending things in different oaks. What they're doing is like kind of almost punk rock. The powers to be, the Scotch people, like the ancient Scotland people. When you think of Scotch and you think of the people behind Scotch,
isn't there like 7 areas that do it or something?
Yeah, they're going. Well, you can't age in that wood, and he's going. Fuck you! I can do whatever I want. I'm Compass Box Whiskey, and they make amazing Scotch. If anybody in your audience, your listenership is listening about the Scotch thing, the beer just kicked in. I chugged a beer like when I was.
If you have a code too, a product code or a special code,
I don't think they're doing any no product codes for Compass Box. But go in and just like literally, even their labels are kind of punk rock and interesting and beautiful. They don't look like normal whiskey labels.
Okay.
They were the sponsor I wanted, and they were the one I got, and I would be talking about them anyway. I love me some Compass Box.
So can you?
I almost grabbed some when I was off camera for a second, but I decided I need to keep my head clear.
So
maybe not.
Just
next time, don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this just for people that aren't totally in tune with specific alcohols, going into like what goes into bourbon, what classifies as a bourbon, because bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons, yada yada yada.
You lost me.
Yeah. So can you
stopped caring.
Do you know what makes the classification for Scotch? Or do you have a little background on that at all? Or
Technically, as far as I know, and I'm going to leave it at this because you notice I wasn't drinking any Scotch. Scotch is made in Scotland, and everything else is classified as whiskey. Not all it's pretty much the same.
Fucking couldn't.
It's not. It's almost the same thing as bourbon. Is it's where it's blended and how it's blended. And anything past that, please Google that because I don't want to represent Scotch or the people at Compass Box because they're amazing. CompassBoxWhiskey.com.
Yeah. So basically, Scotch, if I remember correctly, which I could be wrong, so someone can definitely just send us a message and correct this. Scotch has to be made in Scotland. There's only 7 or 6 provinces that have their own version of Scotch. It has to be. There's a certain recipe that has to be made in a previously used barrel. I don't think you can even use new ones. It has to be.
See that's where Compass Box is going. Fuck you to everybody. Yeah. They're changing up the game,
and
I like them. They're kind of punk rocking that.
It could be wine barrels. It could be a number of different things, I believe. But yeah, just like that. Like there's no bourbons that are technically made outside of the United States or even Tennessee for that matter.
There's a really good bourbon here in Orlando. Like it doesn't have to be in with bourbon. It doesn't have to be specific Louisville. Like there's what the hell's
there has to be a certain.
Winter Park Distilling makes a really good bourbon. Whereas Compass Box, where Scotch is only Scotland. There's really good whiskeys from Asia,
right?
That are basically Scotch, but they're not
Scotch.
Made in Scotland. So. Yeah, I'd be lying if I told you I knew a shit ton about Scotch.
All the technicalities.
Well, it was one of those things when I started the show, I thought Scotch, a good conversation sounds cool, and I figured maybe someone who came in to do an interview would bring me a bottle of Scotch. It was all about getting free shit, and it's worked out perfectly for me.
All right, well, we're looking for Johnny Walker Black to become a sponsor.
I've got some Glenlivet 18-year.
Make them a sponsor.
We'd be happy with Johnny Walker Red.
My uncle bought it for my dad. My dad didn't ever drink it, so I took it, and it's there, and it's never been opened.
You should open that. Or send it to me.
Well, at the beginning of the pandemic, I thought I was going to open it up and be like, you know what? If this is the end of times, I'm going to drink this fucking thing.
Life is too short to let shit age. They've aged it 18 years. Open that, man. I say, go grab it right now. Let's drink some. Let's go long. Let's go long. I'll grab some Scotch and drink that.
Oh God, I love you too. If we were in an hour and 2 minutes, I would say maybe.
Hey, bring your dad over. Bring your dad over. He's going to be on a podcast.
Yeah. He won't drink that. He won't drink that shit.
Andy, we'll wait. Go.
All right, fine.
Hey, hurry up!
Hey, asshole, get up! I know you're retired and shit.
Put your slippers on and get over here.
Thank you guys. This has been fun. I've enjoyed myself despite the technical glitches, but it's podcasting. Nothing's perfect.
Yeah, nothing is perfect. And speaking of nothing perfect, we hope to see you next week on Monday, folks. The audio will come out Tuesday, but Monday for the show.
Is that a thing you do all the time?
In the meantime, tape your fucking face.
Wow. Hey, Peter, once again, thank you so much, man. We're going to have you back on and maybe do something more, have a review of a couple different interviews that you have, put some audio clips up and just dive into
the movie
it.
Thing. That was fun. What was her name? Who's the 70s show lady?
Mila Kunis or something?
I like her. Yeah, she's easy on the eyes.
Well, if she needs a sponsor or a podcast to come on, I'm sure she watches this show.
Does she? I'm sure she listens to my podcast too.
We're even willing to get punked.
Yeah, really. There you go.
Dude, I would totally hang out with Ashton Kutcher. That'd be awesome.
But we will see you next week, folks. Thank you guys hanging out and have a great week.
All right, thanks for coming out.
Damn, I